Well, thank you all for having us tonight. I know you got a lot of important issues to be thinking about in the next few, actually a couple of weeks before you cast your ballots. Obviously, I'm asking you to allow me to continue to serve as your sheriff. I'm completing my 5th term. Actually, I just finished my 35th year in law enforcement. I started in 1979. I was hired by then Sheriff Mort Marshall. I worked under Bud Dennis and 2 of my best friends. These guys have been mentors to me through the years, people that I can bounce ideas off of, and I've been very respectful of them and appreciative of their advice. I go back a long way as far as law enforcement history goes. My grandfather retired from the Los Angeles Police Department. My dad retired from the Los Angeles Police Department. My dad most notably retired as Lieutenant Detective of Homicide. He was the lead investigator on the Charles Manson case, the Tate LaBianca murders. So that's kind of where it got in my DNA, I suppose. And as a young man, I determined that I was going to get into law enforcement. I think that I treat law enforcement more as a calling than I would determining a job, even a profession. I think it's something that's got to come from within, to where we want to serve others, and we want to do it in such a way that we can be professional, of high integrity, we can display character and responsibility. Whenever I left the sheriff's office in '82 to go to work for the Fayetteville Police Department, where I worked for 22 years, working my way through the rank of deputy chief, the 2 primary reasons that I left the sheriff's office back then were the lack of professionalism and the lack of funding. The lack of professionalism could be directly tied to the lack of training. So I was very determined to make sure that we invested heavily in training. I'll be happy to report to you that the Washington County Sheriff's Office provided over 42,000 hours of training to its own deputies and area law enforcement officers. That has been my commitment from day one, and that will continue to be my commitment. I will not cut our budget when it comes to training. I think that training directly correlates with professionalism. I hope that you've recognized over the last 10 years that our sheriff's office has risen to the top as far as respect from the law enforcement community, our fire departments. I can look over here at Rex Bailey on our Quorum Court, who's one of my best friends, but we meet each other quite often. I think Rex will tell you that I'm fiscally responsible. He knows my heart. He knows that I love what I do and that we do a good job at it. Folks, bottom line is I love serving you in this capacity. I think that you've seen the sheriff's office turn around in the last 10 years. We've developed policies that are models throughout the state of Arkansas. We get calls multiple times a year asking for our policies so that people can emulate the Washington County Sheriff's Office. You should be proud of that. You should be proud of the 300 plus strong that work for you at the Sheriff's Office, and I know you are. We've got a big job, not only with the enforcement responsibilities throughout the county, but for the 650 beds that are occupied at the jail of people that don't necessarily want to be there. But you've got people that are serving you with a heart of service that want to do the right thing every day. I couldn't be prouder to be your sheriff, and I hope that you'll vote for me to continue in this vein November 4th or in the early vote. Thank you very much.